So I've been getting a lot of requests to make a video where I list my top 9 cryptocurrencies that have potential to mint a new generation of wealth during the cryptocurrency sort of paradigm shift. And I personally am a believer that we're going to be seeing more millionaires and potentially billionaires, certainly billion-dollar industries rising up while cryptocurrency market cap continues to see that this number continues to go up. The holders of all the different altcoins, especially the ones that I'm about to mention on this list, some of these altcoins are some really hidden gems that will have some huge potential. Very interesting to see how we've been watching a lot of these different aspects of the space evolving. Now, of course, you have to take into consideration at the current time making this video, Bitcoin is 9375, and of course the market cap is 264,587,147,734. And what we have to imagine is another comma and another 3 numbers after that, and essentially how that's going to affect the future of cryptocurrency, especially while we've been seeing the value of the dollar is only set to go down. Fiat currency, old archaic system, and blockchain technology is going to be what replaces it in some context. I mean, some of these cryptos that I have on here are sort of a look beyond blockchain, which I expect to be millionaires will be minted in that respect as well. But I would say as we see more companies switching over to blockchain, because it'll save them their bottom line, and all that it matters is the old-fashioned evaluation. We really need to stop thinking in USD, and we need to start thinking in Satoshi. So these are altcoins. Of course, it costs a lot of money to get your foot in the door with a full Bitcoin. Obviously, remember, before I get this list out of the way, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. This list is purely my opinion, and I'm not in any way trying to give anybody directions or say, any guarantees. If you pick any of these, if you pick a horse, you got to be willing, I can't give you any advice, and you could lose everything. So, but then again, there's going to be people who make that money you put in, and they're going to get it out the other end. So do research. Really, at the end of the day, this is a list of projects that I would recommend you doing an intense amounts of research. And perhaps if you do enough research and you become knowledgeable on this space, these projects will speak for themselves. Number 1 on the list, Digibyte. Now, I speak pretty highly about Digibyte on, pretty consistently. Digibyte's one of those projects that I'm very passionate about. We talk about projects that are actually faster than Bitcoin, blockchains that really stand to see a lot of, benefit from the paradigm shift, and especially when you consider the amount of Digibyte one could accumulate if they chose to do so. But the thing that really does separate Digibyte across from many of the different cryptos that are available right now is the fact that Digibyte's been around for 6 years. It's the most decentralized UTXO blockchain in existence. If you're passionate about decentralization and a lot of the different talking points that are often attributed to Bitcoin really do sort of serve double when we want to talk about Digibyte, download it on the App Store, get it on Google Pay, all these different things, the most faster and decentralized, if these are things that you find value in, certainly Digibyte is worthy of doing some research. Number 2 on the list, I'm going to include Cardano, because, you talk about in the same vein of the conversation where we might be talking about Bitcoin, and then we talk about what happened after Bitcoin. I would, say Ethereum. And then, of course, now we're sort of at that next stage of, trying to get ahead. Really, it's the people who are ahead of the curve who are able to predict these trends. And when we talk about Cardano, it's a decentralized public blockchain and cryptocurrency project, a fully open source. Cardano is developing smart contracts. This is what we have to understand. A smart contract platform which seeks to deliver more advantages, in a protocol and a great team. Always interesting to look at the team of the people, but I think much in the same way that Digibyte is a look into the future, in the same vein of that sort of conversation, I would imagine Cardano does stand to really be at the forefront and center of being the new leaders in the space and very much in the industry. And of course, talking about Holochain now, because I definitely just plugged blockchain quite a bit, so I'd include Holochain in there because I don't want you to totally think about blockchain centric. You need to think about beyond blockchain because oftentimes people get wrapped up in the sort of Bitcoin terminology keywords. We need to think about peer-to-peer. We need to think about versatile solutions, agent centric, and a more human internet. Yes, that's right. When we talk about Holochain, I think that I bring this topic up because Holochain is definitely interesting as far as the conversation goes when we want to talk about the future of the internet, because everything that we do from here on out, all aspects of human life are only going to be more and more online. So if and the different changes that happen to the internet, all these different philosophical debates and concepts and legislative acts, all these different things are going to influence the way that the internet operates, the way that your data and all these other things. Holochain definitely is interesting, but really it makes it on the list because it's an evolution beyond the standard blockchain, and nothing lasts forever. Even Bitcoin won't be number one top dog forever. So it definitely is important to look and do research into the different projects that might in fact inherit the sort of revolutionary spirit that a lot of these other projects had been founded on. And I think that Holochain definitely does have millionaire potential. Of course, when we talk about the different projects that make high percentage gains, Digibyte's already made plenty of people very wealthy, but in the same line of conversation that these projects, the ones that I've already mentioned, I put them in this order because they all have something in connection, which is data. You use what search engine are you actually using? Are you using Brave? Do you like ads? Would you rather have ad block? The cool thing about Brave is that they'll actually pay you in cryptocurrency to use Brave browser. I'm actually making this video using the Brave browser. It is a very highly recommended because they'll pay you in cryptocurrency. They'll protect your data more so than if you had been using all these people have their all these different things about but there's definitely basic attention token, advertiser, user, publish. Basic attention token radically improves the efficiency of digital advertising by creating a new token that can be exchanged between publishers, advertisers, and users. It all happens on the Ethereum blockchain. The token can be used to obtain a variety of advertising and attention-based services on the BAT platform. The utility of the token is based on user attention, which simply means a person's focused mental engagement. So this is sort of definitely a look into the future of how we can see not only the future of the internet evolving, but of course how cryptocurrency and of course ownership of data and all these other aspects of the space do definitely overlap, and it will be interesting to see. Next on the list, I want to include XRP, which of course is sort of not necessarily when I want to talk, it's not a really going to be one of those controversial adds to the list, but I do see the establishment has to make this transition over to cryptocurrency. When we talk about cross-border payments, sending large amounts of money, XRP, Ripple XRP definitely does stand to have a stake. We see all the different names of all the establishment. It is definitely the establishment cryptocurrency, don't get me wrong. It doesn't have many of the same philosophical merits that I would have attributed to various other projects that I included on the list, but still XRP is going to make some people pretty wealthy. Maybe it's more controlled, but in some circumstances people see that as valuable. Next on the list I have Neo, which has been called the Chinese Ethereum. Neo definitely does have some huge potential at its all-time high. It was over $100. It's down now significantly, but the potential for Neo to see those bright days again, the potential is there. People call it a shit coin, but I have my own opinions on Neo. So next on the list, we have Chainlink. I include Chainlink on the list because it is one of those cryptos that does have real potential to grow. I would say I include Ethereum on the list, even though people don't necessarily refer to Ethereum as a altcoin anymore. But I personally think Ethereum still has a lot of room to bring to inherit a lot of wealth. You consider Ethereum to be sort of a black hole in money. All this chaotic. Really, the future of the world is now going to be computing power. We've seen the transition from the old sort of World War II paradigm where it was like fossil fuels and all these different things. We're reaching sort of that okay boomer moment now where computing power is really going to be the arbiter of a lot of these different things, and the amount of genius sort of projects that are being built upon the Ethereum blockchain. I don't think that there's anywhere for Ethereum to go, but in a place where forefront and center of the paradigm shift that is cryptocurrency. Finally on the list, we have OX, which I believe does have some very big potential as well. Definitely go and do research. The project speaks for itself. We have some interesting articles right here. Crypto long and short cryptocurrency markets may be decentralized, but there's still accountability. One underestimated feature of crypto markets is the lack of centralization. People know crypto assets are decentralized and trade on exchanges all over the world, but what's often overlooked is the relative ease with which people can change the venues they buy and sell their holdings on. That's an interesting article I'd recommend checking out. But still, this is also interesting to see, much in the same light of why I brought up Neo, this project, because, in the same light of the conversation about the future of computing power, China takes battle for cryptocurrency hegemony and new age. Will be the leaders of the different entities that are able to do some serious work when it comes to computing power. Tokyo global competition for supremacy in digital currencies has entered a new phase with China's creation of an East Asia cryptocurrency scheme and American social media company Facebook adjusting its Libra plan in line with the stance of U.S. regulators at a meeting of the Chinese People Political Conference, political advisory body at the Great Hall of Beijing in May 21st. 10 members proposed a plan to create a digital currency consisting of the Chinese yuan, Japanese yen, South Korean won, and Hong Kong dollar. So it will be very interesting to see, and I think that the cryptocurrency race is on, and very much so. These different altcoins that I mentioned will be very interesting. Institutional trading and cryptocurrency, all these other things, definitely check, do your research. I think that these things speak for themselves. JP Morgan says Bitcoin crash survival shows its staying power. I'm not going to turn off my ad block just to look at that article, but you get the point. So anyway, the list as follows goes: Digibyte, HoloCoin, Basic Attention Token, Cardano. We got Chainlink, Neo, OX, Ethereum, and XRP. So, and I guess, so yeah, it will be interesting. Of course, remember, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this list, make sure that you guys comment down below. What's your favorite altcoin on this list? I'd like to know. So definitely comment down below and let us know. But all that being said, remember, do your own research. I can't stress that enough. These aren't any sort of suggestions. These are just my picks, my personal opinion. You're responsible for your own actions. But yeah, all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.